In today's video, we are going to look at the critical positions which arise in round two of Tata Steel Chess Tournament. There were only actually two decisive games in round two. One was Magnus Carlsen against Anish Kiri, and the second one was Richard Rapport versus Jordan Van Forest. We are going to look at the critical positions of these both games. So, our first game is Magnus Carlsen versus Anish Giri. And here, Magnus Carlsen played the move queen to c2. And it was Anish Giri. Anish Giri was playing black. And it was Anish Giri's turn to play. And I want you people to pause and think that what is the best move for Anish Giri in this position? As still present, the position was equal. The problem which in this position is that for black is that this pawn is being threatened. White is going to play, for example, white is going to play the move rook to b1, threatening the pawn over here. And if white is going to play the move rook b1, then the queen would be threatened. This is the first problem. The first problem in black's position is this b7 pawn. Do you see the second problem? Second problem in for black is this knight, this misplaced knight over here on a4. Why it is difficult to protect this knight? The reason behind is that white's knight controls these two squares of this queen to move to. Now you know the problem in black's position. One it is knight on a4, and the second one is the pawn on b7. And you have to choose the best move in this position. Pause and think that how you play and keep the game in equal waters. And the move actually, which was, if you have thinking the move, for example, knight over here, knight to e5, this was played in the game, and that was actually a mistake. I'm going to show you why. This knight d5 move just stops this bishop's diagonal, but it does not stop this rook from coming over here on b1. Because after rook b1, now when you play the move queen a5, do you see that how you can attack? This pawn is already a goner. Okay, let's go back to our position. Over here, queen c2 was played. This was our position. Anish made the mistake by playing the move knight d5. So what was the best move in this position? And the best move in this position was that this pawn is a goner. You can't save it. So what you can save is this knight on a4. And the best move was knight to b6. Because now after bishop into b7, knight c4. Why not saving this rook over here? For example, if you try to save this rook, what happens? The problem is bishop c6. This rook is a corner. This queen is a corner. So that's why you play the move knight c4. After bishop into a8, now knight into bishop. On a3, queen c6 challenging the queen and threatening the rook. Into e2, the pawn. Bishop b7, going after this pawn. Now, queen takes another pawn, queen into a2. And knight g4, challenging this knight. Instead of over here, white can just grab this pawn, queen into c7. And black just plays the move rook f8. And the position is equal. The pawns are equal, the pieces are equal, everything is equal. But in the game, he played the move knight d5, which runs into rook b1. Black tries desperately to save his knight, queen a5. And I want you people to pause the video and again think that here, Magnus Carlsen made a mistake. And he took this knight. And that was a mistake. What is the best move in this position? The point is that this pawn is not going anywhere. You have a lot of pressure on this c7 pawn also. But you are also threatening this knight. There is also more pressure on this h7 pawn. You can build the pressure. Too much pressure. And the best move in this position was bishop e4. Building pressure on this pawn. Going after kingside attack. Because now knight f6 threatening the bishop. Bishop to b7. You still takes the pawn. And if white tries to hold it by playing the move g6, that is a mistake. Now bishop into knight, e into d5. Now rook into b7. And now this rook is eyeing this c7 pawn. And this queen is threatening this knight. So in the same game, we are going to look at another position. Here, white has just taken the pawn on f7. White is winning. But is there a way that you can delay the win of white? Find the best defensive move which delays the win. I'm not saying that you're going to defend this position. I'm saying that you're going to play and delay the win. The move which was played in the game was queen to d8. And that was a blunder. How you can delay? The best move was queen e1 check. After king to g2, now queen into e2. Queen into d5. Now h5. And in this way you have just delayed the white's win further. So we come to our next game, which was played between Richard Rapport versus Jordan Van Forest. And here we are going to come to our critical position, and it was here. White has just played the move e4. Now pause the video and look at a position deeply. The pawns are equal of white and black both. Both have knight. The kings are at good scares. The position is completely equal. Here, I'm going to flip the board for you people. It is black to play and keep the position equal. Just pause and think that how you can keep this position equal. I'm going to show you the move which was played in the game, and that was knight d7. And that was a blunder. So what was the best move in this position? Pause and think. Think of taking this pawn, for example, or knight h5. I've given you two options. One of it is good one, the best one. The second one is just okay. So which one is the best? You have to choose. Whether you are going to take the pawn or you are going to play the move knight h5. Pause and give it thought. At least 3 to 4 moves ahead. This is endgame, not an easy one. Just give it deep thought. I hope you have judged it. The move was actually d in f into e4. No, now knight into e4 check and king e7. And here, if white exchanges this knight, the position is completely equal. There is no way that white can make progress. White king, if comes over here, still it is equal because knight into knight, you take the knight. After king into e4, king f6, the position is equal. But in the game, he made the blunder and he played the move knight to d7. And I want you people to pause and think that how this is a blunder. Because this pawn on h7 is hanging. He took it. Knight into h7. White tried, sorry, now black tried desperately e5 check. But now f into e5 check. Knight into e5. E into f5. And white has these two pawns. White is stopping this king coming to this square. This knight is controlling these two squares. And the king can't move immediately over here because this knight is hanging. And that was the mistake which caused him the game. Just a simple position over here. The game was equal till 35 moves. But he just missed that his pawn on h7 is hanging. If he had taken this pawn, the game was a draw. So if you like my today's video, kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon button. Thank you very much. Bye.